This week in memes, simping has officially been named a global pandemic. With more people spending time indoors and simping online, it begs the question, will we ever be able to breathe the same air as these people again? They were all out of face masks. Shut up, I'm just trying to stay healthy.
So many dudes be in the comments like, oh, I'm a simp, or can I simp? Why? Make better decisions.
You know, you got a point there, lady. Though I do think telling people online to make better decisions is a lot like telling the general population to stay home when they're sick and wash their freaking hands. Frankly, I don't think our government's doing enough to make people aware of the correct ways to stay away from this literal pandemic. Everybody and their moms is getting infected with this disease, and I think it's about time we had a serious conversation about simping. It needs to come to an end. And while I can't force you to stop simping, we can take a look at some of the biggest cases that I found online this week in memes and hopefully make you just the tiniest bit more alert on how not to simp. Our first story is, of course, the OK Boomer Girl. You guys remember this Okie Dokie Boomer song that I actually used in my theme song by Senzawa some weeks back? Well, this girl wearing a Bernie Sanders shirt decided to post a video dancing to the song on Twitter, which went turbo viral for 2 parts cringe and 2 parts kinda hot. But as we know, cringe and hot go together on the internet like sweet or sour, math or science, corona or virus,
Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Yeah, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Yeah, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer.
Now, naturally on the internet, anytime an attractive girl, especially one making a political stance, decides to post herself online, these simps go wild. In an incredible... I resent that, Sumeto. We're not all simps. Who are you? Me? I'm Simpmito Media. And I just don't think, you know, just because you say something nice about a girl doesn't make you a simp, you know? I commented saying that I thought she had a lovely smile. Does that make me a simp? No. You know? I might donate money to Bernie Sanders' campaign just to make up for you disrespecting this woman so much. You know? I bet she'd date me if she knew that. I bet she would. Okay. Anyway, the meme of her dancing to this Okie Dokie Boomer song spawned a couple other memes, a few of which were interesting. This one was posted sort of in combatants to the political aspect of it.
Whatever you say, liberal. Okay, liberal. Yeah, lib. Whatever you say, liberal. Okay, liberal. Yeah.
Naturally, this one did not go off as viral for 2 reasons. 1, you can expect it's much lower energy and just not as good. And 2, because this girl, as you can tell from looking at her, defends necrophilia. Yeah, bet you didn't see that one coming.
Whatever you say, America. Okay, America. Whatever you say, America. Okay, America. Whatever you say, America. Okay, America.
Oh, okay, Sumeto, so I'm not allowed to watch girls dance on Twitter anymore? What's the point in even using the internet? This wouldn't be a global pandemic if the simping stopped there, bro. We're just getting started. Now, while this tweet and dance was originally going viral, it wasn't so much because of simp culture. Bernie Sanders wasn't doing super well after Super Tuesday, and people were quick to point out that he wasn't getting the younger demographic out to the polls to vote for him like he anticipated he would. People were also quick to point out that this is probably because the younger demographic is too busy sitting at home, dressing up, and dancing to Okie Dokie Boomer, as per Nicolul here. That was up until @Nicolul posted this pair of selfies to Twitter, at which point the internet simply could not contain themselves. I will break into a Home Depot to sniff hardware flooring that was cut from the same tree as yours. I don't usually do this, but fuck it, take everything, and then his credit card information. This one's just Meowth sucking on the udders. Milk tank. I would do anything just to taste the sweat out of your armpits. I would orgasm from the scent of your shoes. I don't think I can read the rest of this. Oh my God. So she posts a pair of selfies on Twitter, and what a pair they were, and the internet goes crazy, of course. But that's not the reason she's on here. Right after, she also posts a selfie with her boyfriend, at which point her account gets suspended. Who would have thought the biggest simp of them all was Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter? I joke, Jack, of course. She did end up getting her account back, and when she did, 60,000 people unfollowed her after seeing that selfie with her boyfriend. Wow, that is top tier simping. Some women, they're just bitches. You know, you like every one of their Instagram pictures. You caption every single one of them. That you hope I have a nice day. And then you do this. I'm not having a nice day. I gotta take a walk. If the idea of Nico Lull having a boyfriend ruins the fantasy that you have in your head, don't worry. We're in no shortage of females available for your fantasy thanks to egirl.gg. It's real. And for as little as like $3 a game, you can hire an e-girl to play whatever game you want with you because it's 2020 and I guess not everything's all that bad, huh? I'm seeing a lot of pictures of like Snapchat filters and thigh highs and cleavage, but like, I want KDAs. Like, what? Do you guys play anything other than support? This is getting redundant. Obviously, this is top tier simping. I mean, if you're gonna pay money for someone to play a game with you, you'd at least want them to be good. But every single person here is giving their ethnicities and their hobbies. And like, I don't give a fuck, man. Just tell me if you can CS or not. I mean, it's like $2 or $3. The quality of the dudes that are going to be paying money to play with these girls cannot be phenomenally high. I imagine you go through maybe one game that's like, okay, before someone starts asking you, you know, what you smell like after you get out of the gym and shit. Like, it's not going to go great. I do see something interesting happening, though. Because you can pay per game, like, what stops big name streamers from getting onto this, you know? Pokimane hops on and says that she's $1,000 a game. People will pay that to play with Pokimane, and she could make guapos. Speaking of Twitch e-girls, our favorite one, Alinity, has recently been bit on her arm by her cat, which initially seems like her cat did for no reason, but upon closer inspection, you can actually see it must be from the pent-up anger her cat's had from years of abuse on stream. It's been put together nicely in this short clip that I'm just gonna play for you.
Woo! You punk-ass motherfuckers can't hold me down, my nigga. You can sit back and try to put your goddamn foot on my motherfucking throat all you want to. But as I proved time and time and time and time and time a fucking again, I will rise from the fucking ashes. Motherfucker, I've been shot 7 times, motherfucker, and I'm still breathing.
While we're on the topic of Twitch girls, we of course have to touch on Anissa Jomha. If you guys don't recognize her by her name and or face, she's a Twitch streamer who I found playing League of Legends like 2 or 3 years ago, and then much later learned she's actually iDubbbz's girlfriend. Just a couple days ago, Anissa announced on her Twitter that she would be making an OnlyFans account, which if you're not familiar, is typically the equivalent of like a private Snapchat. You post sort of naughty and or naked pictures on there and people pay a monthly fee in order to be able to view these images. Which is a pretty commonplace thing. It's considered sex work. A lot of Twitch streamers do it. A lot of girls on Instagram do it. You know, they're already taking the time to get fit. But it left the internet in a bit of a standstill after seeing this. See, she's still dating iDubbbz. In fact, you can see in this tweet here, when someone asks about it, she was like, yeah, he very much supports me doing this going forward. And has sent everybody into a frenzy. Generally speaking, if you take a look at somebody doing sex work and they have a significant other, you think of them as lesser, beta, the words cuck and simp get thrown around. But Ian, iDubbbz, does not traditionally fit into the stereotype. For years, us YouTubers have looked up to the man for standing up to people like Keemstar and Leafy and putting them in their place. Typical masculine shit, not afraid to go against the grain, be politically incorrect. If you want to continue that conversation, feel free to head over to Anissa's Twitter, where people have been going back and forth on what Ian is doing, what Ian isn't doing. But the point of this story is the memes, and Anissa's made it very clear that she's been ready for the feedback and the backlash that she would receive after going public with this OnlyFans, but more importantly, she's been enjoying the memes that have been made so far. So we should too. So the memes following Anissa announcing her OnlyFans have more or less taken the form of two different memes. The first one is people digging up old tweets that have hinted at her making an OnlyFans one day, and it's actually been kind of funny. This first one is from 2016. I'm honestly afraid my nudes will get leaked, not because I'm afraid of bad publicity, but because my nudes look like utter dog shit. Now, she's had a boob job between this tweet and her launching her OnlyFans, I'm pretty sure. And B, within the first 3 days, she's made pretty close to $30,000 on the first members on her OnlyFans page. So it's safe to say that your nudes probably don't look like dog shit anymore. The next one is Anissa tweeting that we are all just one bad stream away from starting an OnlyFans career. And that was only like 4 or 5 months ago? Which begs the question, Anissa, what stream was it? What stream was so bad that you decided to kick up an OnlyFans career? The other half of the memes, of course, are people ragging on Ian in one form or another. We've got the quotes of them saying that Ian fully supports Anissa going on to make an OnlyFans account with the crying Wojak face. The really funny ones are what seem to be people who are like trying to take shots at iDubbbz because they were fans of Keemstar or Leafy or some other person that he's done a content cop on. The funniest thing about this meme is the photo editing job, but it's a meme, so we gotta cover it. We've also got the honey, it's 4 p.m, time for my OnlyFans shoot. Yes, honey, which is, there's like 100 different variations of this dick flattening meme, which I get that cock and ball torture is a thing, but I feel like an extension of that meme is, like, what are we even doing anymore?
America, I shit you not. He turns himself into a pickle.
OnlyFans.com has a data leak. That's right. Now that you know what OnlyFans.com is, we can talk about the fact that 2.5 weeks ago or so, they had a bunch of their users' pictures dumped online. Now, this wasn't like the Fappening where a bunch of celebrities' nudes were leaked online due to an actual like iCloud password being hacked or something. This is actually just a cumulative cooperative thing that a bunch of users threw together all the pictures that they had of their favorite OnlyFans models and uploaded it for a bunch of people to download very quickly. Now, a lot of people are upset because the people who are paying for these pictures are thinking that they wasted their money now that everybody can get their pictures for free. But I am here to remind you that you wasted your money when you thought $15 was worth getting pictures of a naughty Pikachu from a girl who's never going to speak to you in real life. I probably spend about $1,400 a month on OnlyFans, but it's worth it, you know, because like sex workers need support. And I appreciate the work that they do. So, you know, yeah, I donate to them on OnlyFans. And, you know, if they want to go spend that on, like, coffee or their rent or, you know, maybe, like, they go with a movie, like, one day in the future with me, we go see a movie or something. And, like, they don't have to, like, I don't expect them to sleep with me, obviously. Like, it's their money, you know. Like, I would if they offered. If there's anybody you should be simping over at this point, it's Billie Eilish. She took a stab against slut-shaming and for body positivity in one of her latest performances, in where she plays a short poem about not liking the way that people expect her to be more girly and disliking the fact that she wears baggy clothes or doesn't fit what they think should be the norm for a girl of her age, her stature, what have you. And I think there's two things you should take away from this. First, body positivity and slut shaming are things that need to be addressed and are definitely something that can affect the psyche of a young woman, and I'm glad that Billie Eilish is taking a stand in order to be that role model for the youth. And two, Billie Eilish has some fucking knockers, homie. Some big bazonga-zongas, dog. I had no idea. I mean, no wonder she's wearing baggy clothes, bro. She could knock you off a table with those things. Last but not least, we're going to take a look at the simping culture surrounding Greta Thunberg, which seems like a weird thing to have to decipher given that the 17-year-old climate change activist doesn't exactly seem like the prime target for simp culture, and yet simps know no bounds. A 4chaner went as far as to have a sex doll modeled after her, which is just gross, and there aren't really any memes there to begin with. But it prompted also the advertising of this logo here to be tied to Greta Thunberg in that same way. Now, the company claimed to be making these dolls for people, but this logo was actually stolen from an unrelated thing. This is not Greta Thunberg whatsoever. But what I want to key in on here is Greta's ability to roll with the punches, seemingly regardless of what the internet throws at her. I mean, even in this sort of gross situation, her response on Twitter was just, hey, if they're talking about me, that means it's working, which is Chad level clout management, if you're asking me. She's also been swapping around her Twitter bios to match whatever world leader happens to be talking about her that week. Donald Trump said she needs anger management. Vladimir Putin said some other shit, and she changed her Twitter bio to match it. That's a Chad move. That's a Chad move. I just want to say that, Greta, you know, you got my respect as far as memes are concerned. That's pretty baller. You know what else is pretty baller? My merch. If you guys want to pick up some meme wear, you can pick it up at sumetomedia.com, but of course, not before hitting that subscribe button so that you don't miss This Week in Memes every single week, plus all the other videos that I put out. I'm up to like 2 or 3 a week now, so I hope to catch you guys in the next one. Buy the merch, link in the description. How do I close? Peace.